Yeah, they're the Sith Troopers.
This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Recording has started.
Hello and welcome once again to Super Connectivity. I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esser, and with me, as always, is the blue-eyed bomber from the Burger Fits.
Phil and Perich.
That's the guy. Hey, Philip, so glad you could join us. By the way, me and Tristan have been watching Green Eggs and Ham.
Oh, yeah?
And Tristan is thinking he might like to do a podcast on it. So.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah.
If you want that on the Capes and Lunatics Network, Tristan is available.
Sure, why not?
Okay, good. Anyway, getting into the nitty-gritty of the world as we know it today. So this news that made me smile today is Marvel is going to be incorporating Ultraman into their universe.
Yes.
And this I found very interesting on a bunch of, well, actually, let me rephrase that. We don't know if they are going to be integrating Ultraman into the Marvel universe, or if Marvel is just going to be producing Ultraman comics in an Ultraman universe. I am hopeful it is going to be Ultraman in the Marvel universe.
Wait, so we have kind of like Godzilla character, and we have Ultraman.
Well, exactly. Well, they do have a lot of monsters in the Marvel universe, and those even monsters that predate Godzilla. Actually, do they predate Godzilla?
And they
With
also have
the
Godzilla.
50s. So, yeah, I think maybe some of the monster comics might have predated Godzilla. You know, although as we saw in Avengers this week, they now have their own Godzilla, which is Starbrand Godzilla.
Oh yeah, back in prehistoric times, yes.
Yes, that was cool. Well, but now it's an established character they can bring back, the Starbrand, which would be awesome. Yeah. So Marvel is going to be doing something with Ultraman. Marvel right now has Conan, and honestly, acting like Conan's here forever. And it makes me wonder if Marvel and Disney, obviously, because they are one and the same, are getting more into the into the licensed properties again. For those who remember, Marvel in the 80s was very big about licensed properties. The Transformers, G.I. Joe really defined the entire genre of the licensed property book. And now I'm wondering if Disney is getting into that, and if Disney is getting into it with the idea of, once we license it, now we own it and it becomes ours forever. You know, we're not going to find ourselves in another ROM Space Knight situation where we build out the universe and then, you know, the toy company decides they don't need Marvel anymore.
Well, I think with Disney now,
even the mouse.
Now that Disney's running the show, I don't think they're going to let anything go that they don't want to let go.
Well, exactly. And you build out a universe for ROM, the Space Knight, which, of course, is still Marvel's universe. Marvel owns the Space Knights; they just can't use ROM. And we're going to be getting maybe that's why they're bringing in Ultraman as to be their new ROM. I don't know. We'll see if Ultraman is a Space Knight, or if they're going to tie it in. How they're going to tie it into the larger Marvel universe. But it's exciting for me because I love Ultraman. You know, I was a much bigger Ultraman fan than I was a Godzilla fan, because first off, narratively, I think it's a better story than any Godzilla story.
Mm-hmm.
You still got giant monsters, and it was a serial form. It was a series. So Ultraman and Johnny Sokko and his giant robot, those were my two core childhood series that I love to watch every Saturday morning. And I'm just so glad that at least one of them is coming to Marvel. So now it's going to be my two loves made one.
Nice. Yay.
What is your question, Tristan?
Do you think it's better Jango Fett or Boba Fett?
I think both of the Fets are dirty, sinful mask removers who will never be saved because they do not follow the path of Mandalore.
Well, I mean, that is true, because apparently Mandalorians never take their mask off.
Yes.
But then that confuses me. How would they eat?
Well, I guess they maybe like eat with a straw. I don't know. But that is the way.
Well, mean, kind of. Boba Fett follows the Mandalorian way. We never saw him take off his mask.
What's
Except when he's a little kid, he doesn't wear his mask. As a
Yeah,
little
because
kid.
he's a kid.
Can you hear Tristan at all right now?
a
Or
little bit? Yeah.
okay, you got to speak up if you want to be on the show, Tristan. Anyway, let it be for right now. So, did you see the latest episode of Mandalorian?
No, I did not. I'm planning on watching it today, but I mean, you can spoil me if you want. So
Okay.
There's something big happen in it.
Yeah. Oh well, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Has anyone noticed?
Oh, what did you notice, Tristan?
I actually kind of noticed that I was actually thinking that the main Mandalorian we're seeing kind of has a similar helmet shape to a Boba Fett and Jango Fett.
Well, yeah, that's a Mandalorian helmet. They're all kind of shaped like that.
Yeah, but we saw other Mandalorian helmets.
So yeah, so the plotline is basically, the Mandalorian drops off, I'm going to call him Yodi. Or Yiddle. I'd go between Yodi and Yiddle. I think Yiddle might be a good name for him.
No, it's actually Little Yodi.
Little Yodi. Well, but I don't know how the Yodish race, because you only know the two, and they both have YD sounds in their name, so that may be a thing with their people.
The baby looks cuter than the older.
Well, you look cuter than me too. So when you're cute, when you're a baby, you're cute. That's why the parents don't eat their babies. Because they're cute. You don't eat something that cute. Anyway, but
Is that why you didn't?
Exactly. That is the only reason. But moving right along. So the Mandalorian, okay, so he returns, he's got the prize, and he takes it to the bad guys. And he gives it to him, but then asks, what are you going to do with him? And then, or what are you going to do? What are you going to do with the asset or the package or whatever? I forget what he calls it. Does not use a gender pronoun, because I noticed that. Because someone had I saw something where they said what his gender was revealed, but I didn't see it. So right now we don't know if it's a male or a female. But he asks him that, and then Werner Herzog says, that does not seem very Mandalorian of you. You took the job, you got your pay, and never speak of it again. And so he's like, yeah, okay. And he takes and he's got basically a mini fridge full of those little Beskar bars. Which he takes back and basically gets an entire new fly armor.
Oh.
So you see him while he's got this silver shiny armor, he's walking out. He is all pimped out. It is great. But you also see the tensions amongst, because we see that there actually are other Mandalorians in this whole thing. And it turns out that this is only one Mandalorian goes out at a time. So you never see a bunch of Mandalorians together, because there are a lot of Mandalorians, but they're all hiding.
Yeah. But
only one can go out at a time because they don't want to reveal where their temples are, essentially. And it is, and one of his friends gives him, or not one of his friends, but one of the other Mandalorians, who was actually voiced by Jon Favreau in this, gives him a lot of grief because he says the bars he has, these were smelted in an Imperial forge, meaning that these were stolen from Mandalore and were basically during the Great. So there's a lot of canon out there about the Mandalorians. One that says that basically the Mandalorians were very warlike and went to war with the Jedi, and the Jedi decimated them. But it seems now they're saying that the big decimation came from the Empire, that the Empire basically killed a lot of Mandalorians and stole all of their Beskar metals. And that's the universe we're working with now. But I don't know what is the official canon yet, but they're giving you there's a lot of Mandalorian canon going out there right now. So very excited about that.
How come no Mandalorians war with the Empire?
Because they were not true Mandalorians. I'm not quite sure what it is. I think Jango Fett might have been a foundling as well. They make a big point about the foundlings. but I think he was never really as like I said, he's a filthy sinful mask remover. So yeah, moving right along. So it goes into this thing where the Mandalorian or Mando, as the guy calls him,
No.
which is to me sounds kind of insulting that
Yeah.
calls him Mando, like like, oh, he's a Mandalorian, so we're just going to call him Mandalorian. It's like I actually have a name. But anyway, yeah. So he takes another job, and he's going to go track down this errant prince's son, and he's of the same. I think it might be General Akbar's son because it's definitely the same species. But he's about to leave, and then he decides to go back and basically get Yiddle back, and he goes and gets pinned down by all the bounty hunters because now all the bounty hunters are after him. But then the other Mandalorians come out because it is our way, and they save his butt. It's really great. It's awesome. So yeah, it's better than I'm telling it, but yeah, it continues to be just a really great series. And like they said that I have spoken with such a big deal, and now it is the way. It is now it's like one word catchphrases. Jon Favreau is just killing this series, just really owning it, and really reinvigorating Star Wars. This is why Disney bought Star Wars, not to make the 9 films that Lucas had, but to actually have an extended universe that they could play in. And I think The Mandalorian is giving them that in space, so it is great. Also, we are going to be getting Yiddle merchandise just in time for Christmas.
Have they confirmed
and then we'll find out what his actual name will be. Because he is, he is not officially Yiddle, although I think they should call him Yiddle, and he is not really Baby Yoda, but they will probably give him a name and maybe even give Yoda's species a name when they release. But they say the merch is coming. They've heard the demand. Magically, there's a lot of merch for Yiddle right around Christmas, as luck would have it. We didn't plan that at all.
Oh no, yeah, no. I mean, again, there are adults who buy that stuff too, but it's like you got a family-friendly show, you got kids watching, yeah.
Well, sort of family-friendly.
Well, it's more family-friendly than like DC Universe stuff, or
yeah,
they're not.
Yeah, I mean, it's no Watchmen.
They're not dropping F-bombs every 2 seconds. Yeah.
No, and this is it's a classic Western, classic stoic, Ronin samurai kind of concept. As they say, it's very, very, very derivative of what's it called? Lone Wolf and Cub. Yes. Well, not derivative, but yeah, very heavily influenced. And I think Jon Favreau has said that as much. Like, yeah. Although, speaking of comic book influence, you heard what Kathleen Kennedy said about Star Wars.
I don't know if I did. What did she say?
He said, it's a lot harder to make Star Wars films because it's not like there's a comic book or novel that you can base it off of. Which is, the thing is, while it's true that the previous stuff is non-canonical, there is still ample backlog of non-canonical works that you can look to for inspiration.
Yeah.
Now, maybe what you meant to say is that Disney wants to forge its own way ahead, and so we can't really utilize what has already been done because it may not fit into the universe that we have built out in the 9 films and their ancillary properties. But yeah, so she kind of justified every nerd boy's negative feelings about her in that statement. So I'm surprised that didn't come up when we were talking about Charlie's Angels recently. But yeah. So.
But no, I mean, I think I think that's what they're doing good with Star Wars is, they're not focused, it's something other than the Skywalkers or,
Yeah.
the same 6 characters.
Yeah, well, and that's,
how many years.
And for what it's worth, that is what Disney has been doing with it. They've been building out with their Rebels and where they're showing you these other groups of people. Because I think that's what they really want to do. They want to talk less about the Skywalkers, and their dysfunctions, because there's a lot of them, and get more into talking about, well, yeah, but here's what else is going on in this universe. Here's everything that this universe is about. And I think that is a really great aspect of it that they are building out. And like I said, I really wish they were doing that with the Black Hole universe, but you know what? Burgers can't be choosers, and we've got the Star Wars universe. And it is a really great universe they're building out. Would you wonder why so many planets are desert planets?
Because global warming, or people have abused the environment.
Well, or there's just a lot of desert planets in this universe. And, that's what life evolved.
I mean, how many planets have life in our solar system? One. Well,
actually, you know what? I actually had a theory on this. The reason why so many planets are desert planets is I bet you droids are very susceptible to moisture gas.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to live in the modern world, you got to be in these desert worlds. So I mean, it's like all their tech is like, don't get it wet.
California is gonna have the droids first.
Yeah, and again, this is not Earth, Philip. This is a galaxy far, far away.
I know.
Don't forget that. It's not anything to do with Earth. Anyway, but that's Star Wars. They're really, that I think is one of the best selling points of Disney Plus right now is The Mandalorian. Although, you know what is most interesting? Mandalorian is not on a schedule.
No?
No. I think the first one dropped the first day.
Yeah.
Then the next one dropped on Friday. Then this time it dropped on Thursday.
Oh, it was Thursday. I thought it came out Friday again. Okay.
No, yeah, because I actually might have even come out Wednesday night. So it's like, and basically what they had said is that, yeah, we're just dropping them whenever.
Oh.
It's not going to be on a regular pattern.
Oh, maybe to keep everyone on their toes, maybe.
Maybe,
Okay, yeah.
Got to keep them guessing, though. Got to keep them guessing.
Okay, yeah, because I'm looking on the app I have for my TV shows. Yeah, episode 4 it's saying in 6 days. Episode 5 in 13 days. So it's going. Looks like 7, and then episode 6 20 days. But then between 6 and 7, it looks like there's only like 5 days in between.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing something interesting with that. But they're building it.
I wonder if they're taking between episode 7 and 8, it looks like is there like 9 days or something. So there might be a little bit of a break between episode 7 and 8 because it's looking like 9 days, maybe a little over a week.
Oh, I mean that's cool. So yeah, I don't know what that serves for Disney, but that's a choice they're making. So. Good for Disney.
Maybe to try to keep people on there all the time,
Well, yeah. Well, keep you guessing, and have you maybe explore other stuff while you're there.
Don't just come back. We just come back every Friday. We could drop this whenever.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, anyway, but that's that, and I'm really enjoying The Mandalorian. I still have a lot of issues with Disney Plus. I think that the interface is still weak. I did figure out that basically if I add the film, like if I like the film, add it to my watch list, then I can go to my watch list to find it again. Since we don't have the what you were last watching queue, I still prefer what you were last watching queue. Because yeah.
Do you think that's on purpose though? Is that helps them track what people are watching?
They can track what you're watching by what you're watching.
Yeah, but it's like, you could watch, be like, yeah, that's cool. But if you add it to the watch list, they're like, okay, there's definite interest here.
Yeah, but that's asking me to do like 2 things. I don't like to do 2 things, Philip. I barely like to do 1 thing. Maybe half a thing is what I want to do. But yeah, so it's an interesting platform. Like I said, I think they definitely need to work on it. I think they have gotten most of the bugs out of it. I thought it was giving me problems this morning, but then I realized I just had to restart my Fire Stick, and then it was working pretty good. So that's good. And yeah, in general, I think Disney Plus. I think this Disney Plus thing may be doing okay. So people seem to like having all of Disney's movies at their fingertips. Although, as I said, still no Barefoot Executive. I need my Kurt Russell.
What's
Oh,
with him in
boy.
feet? The Barefoot Executive, the computer wore tennis shoes.
Yeah, well, he didn't write them,
God.
but maybe someone there had a thing for Kurt Russell's feet. But you know what? I'm not even going to go there. Oh, okay. Was there any other news you wanted to talk before we got to the comic books this week?
I don't think so.
We did comic books last show, but we still have more comic books.
Oh, yes.
Let's go with Agents of Wakanda.
Okay.
Which I found a really interesting thing because they're basically doing the Black Mercy story from Spider-Man on the moon. Because we open up with Brew and Ken Hale, a.k.a. Gorilla Man. Actually, we don't open up there. So where we open up is actually, I guess the moon was just recently returned to Earth after the big fight between the Challenger and the Grand Master.
Oh, okay.
They sent the Earth back, but the moon was kind of stuck, was still there for a little while, but recently came back. And apparently the gardener is, as they say, currently suffering from a bout of space madness. Decides to plant something on the moon, as you do. And meanwhile, Ken Hale and Brew are working on the Agents of Wakanda satellite thing, and then they realize something's wrong with the moon, and then basically they send the message back to Wakanda that the moon is hungry. Dun dun dun. And we see that Mockingbird's in this one. And so Mockingbird was John Jameson, Black Panther, and Okoye go to the moon, as you do, and they fight a big green thing. And then what happens is once you get taken in by the green thing and its spores, it puts you into like a little juice pod, as it were, and you live your favorite fantasy. So Brew has women fawning over him as he talks to computers. Ken Hale just drank Ursa Major under the table in a drinking contest because that's his idealized world. And and everyone's getting captured by these things on the moon, and see they're in their little tubes here. And next issue, we get our Man-Wolf back.
No.
Yay. Well, you can't have John Jameson in a book without a Man-Wolf show up. That was fun. I liked that book.
What was that? Was that issue 3?
That was issue 3, Agents of Wakanda. So, so far so good with it. We'll see how it goes.
Well, that's what me and Loaf were theorizing about the other night. We're because the whole thing with Chadwick Boseman saying he wasn't interested in a Disney Plus series. And we're like, well, why would he be? He has the movies, but maybe they're talking about either an Agents of Wakanda Disney Plus series or maybe even like a Shuri series or something.
Yeah, well, which would be great. But I got to be honest with you, him doing that was just really that's not how you bite the hand that feeds you.
Is that like a not so subtle negotiation tactic too, though? It's like he got me contracted for movies. If he went the streaming, it's gonna be a little extra.
Yeah, why don't you ask Terrence Howard how fun it is to negotiate with Disney? Okay, so that was actually even previous. That was just Marvel. They're like, oh, you know what? No, okay. You don't want to do the other projects? Okay, guess what? You don't have to. And it is
that's what for this thing blew up. Yeah, and
well, you know what? Not for nothing. Who's the guy who played Killmonger?
Michael B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan. You know what? If suddenly Michael B. Jordan replaced Chadwick Boseman as Black Panther in the next episode, people might go, okay. Because people like Michael B. Jordan say, well, he was so good as Killmonger, we just thought we'd have to bring him back. And since we had some issues with Chadwick Boseman, who didn't really want to do a lot of Disney projects anymore. We said, we'll let him go do what he wants to, and we'll be fine.
Because you just like Killmonger on that throne.
Yeah, but speaking of Mockingbird, one thing I did want to talk about is we do see that we have the Force Works 2099.
2020, I think.
Oh, 2020?
Yeah, it's not set in the future. Yeah, no, I think it's. Yeah, I think.
Oh, that was Force Works 2020. Oh,
I'm pretty sure. Let me double.
I thought that was another 2099.
Yeah,
one.
no.
Oh, okay. So that was just another Force Works. We got Mockingbird. We've got U.S. Agent, and War Machine. Got to get all of our characters still active in the MCU back into a new book.
Oh yeah. I think it's kind of like a tie-in because of course they're going to be doing some sort of event with Iron Man next year for Iron Man 2020.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, that's cool. Got the Future Foundation. I think this is like the second to last issue. Because no, this one is getting this next issue is the conclusion.
Well, what issue number is that?
This is Future Foundation 4.
Okay.
So 5 issues it got. Very disappointed to see it going, but what are you gonna do? Especially since last week you found out that Lidge is back. And she killed the Snark Killerath. So she killed the Snark in the last episode. Now she's taking over the Snark's appearance. And we get a nice fight scene with Becky Barnes, and all of the great fighting that comes with that. We see the Moloids have the piece of the Molecule Man, and the Maker chases after them, and then Artie uses his illusion powers to make it look like there's 3 of them, and they run. So then they each have to split up, and and they do what they do. They basically sequester each of the villains and then take them out, which is cool. But eventually, the Maker does get them, but Becky gets the piece of the Molecule Man just as the Maker kills her, and then he blows out the side of the thing. To get them all sucked into space, but we're going to assume that's not the end because there is one more issue left, and they're on the cover, so we assume they all live. And for what it's worth, we already know from Becky Barnes' backstory that she always lives because even if she dies, she just comes back in another universe. So that was Future Foundation number 4.
Nice.
Any book you want to talk about?
Oh yeah, let's. Where do we want to go first? How about Captain America 16?
Captain America 16. This is interesting. Man, the Lucan's wife kind of talking down to Wilson Fisk. I don't think that was a good plan on her part. I think that's a very cocky villain move, and it's the kind of cocky villain move that comes back to haunt you in later issues. You know what I mean?
Oh, a lot of people found that out. Yeah.
Yeah, because like we said, everyone thinks he doesn't have superpowers, but really, I think he's kind of juiced up. I think he's got that Man Mountain Marco serum in him, and he is going to. I think that's going to come back to bite her, especially since her ability to spin the narrative that Captain America killed General Ross has a lot to do with Wilson Fisk playing ball on that since it was in his city, So
do you think we're going to get like Wilson Fisk sharing information with Captain America and be like, here's the proof we need to clear your name?
Yeah, well, I can imagine that. Yeah, I mean, Wilson Fisk, he's not a man you want to cross, even as the mayor. It was great with having John Walker back. So John Walker has all of his body parts again, right? That was after he got bonded with the symbiote for a while. He gained his legs and his arms and legs back, right?
I think so. I mean,
Yeah, that's right. Because he went to like a little pocket universe where all of the heroes kind of went crazy, and that was in I think that was in Dark Avengers. That was one of the Dark Avengers stories, and yeah, so he was able to solve that. And then we see that obviously Lucan tries to assassinate the Kingpin, and they murdered him. What? Oh no!
somebody tell the Daredevil writers.
Yeah, because that definitely happened that way then. Because who else recently died in a book? Philip. Very similar storyline in Amazing Spider-Man, I think it is.
Oh, Doom, Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
it
was a Fisk bot?
I think it's a Fisk. Well, or it's something. It's someone was trying to take out Fisk, and like I said, I get the feeling that Lucan kind of underestimated what she was getting herself into there.
Mm-hmm.
So I know Fisk will be back, but Amazing Spider-Man with Miguel O'Hara coming back in time and can't remember what he's doing, but he knows he was sent back in time by Doom 2099. But everything's all messed up, and then we see that, and I didn't really like this because first off, I cannot imagine a situation in which Doom, because someone shot his Doom bot, declares war on the United States. It's like, first off, he's got 20 of them. Like I said, that just seems like some bad code in some rogue Doom bot.
Yeah, but the person doing it thought they were thought they were destroying his royal personage. It's the thought that counts, Charlie Esser.
I know, but like I said, it's not like it's like the first time a Doom bot got smushed.
Oh yeah, I think it was the end of the last issue. Yeah, they showed that. They showed supposedly Doom's assassinated. I'm like, that's a Doom bot. Come on.
Yes, well, as Peter says, it's a Doom bot. It's always a Doom bot.
I know, he just dives in the crowd, pulls out he's like, "See, Doom bot."
Yeah. I like what he says. I don't think Doom has left his apartment in like the last 10 years, just sitting there watching Hulu. Hey, Grand Synergy. They must have published that before they knew they didn't know if this was going to drop before or after Disney Plus came out. So maybe it was. Yeah. So that was interesting, but yeah. So that's two books where someone gets shockingly assassinated by a sniper in New York City.
Yeah.
Because nobody thought that would be a thing, like, what? They have a sniper in the city on the building that I'm coming out of?
Get out of here.
I didn't prepare for that at all. Yeah. In other news, Immortal Hulk, like I say, it was really good for a while there, but now with the whole Roxxon, I mean, I get sort of the idea where it's like, oh, Roxxon is like Fox, but with oil. And they have their own Berserker army, which we established previously, which is cool. But also the guy's running around as a Minotaur now, which is not as scary as he thinks. That's my thing about the Minotaur is it's not as scary as you think. You're a giant cow
with horns.
With horns, yeah. And hey, don't get me wrong. Cows are very big, bad animals. They will crush you. They will kill you. But, so will a Hulk. It's like, acting like,
it's a Minotaur. It's a magic cow.
Yeah, but it's just not as impressive as he thinks it is. And, and as they say, they took out their media empire and, Rock's face is down.
Yes.
So, and then we also see that now
Hulk smash servers.
Hulk smash servers. And now we see that, of course, in our final day, him and Banner having an understanding, and now Hulk can go out in the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
I'll miss you too. I'll see you tonight. Have Grandpa tell me what time to pick you up.
Can I wear this?
I'd rather you wore the heavier one, but
Why?
because it's only 35 degrees out right now.
I'm wearing 2 shirts.
I know, but you know Lola. Put on the heavier one. Put on the one with the vest sewn in. Yeah, it's 35 and sunny, but you know, sending him to his grandmother's house. She's very.
I can't wait for enough AR on the Samsung.
Yes, it'll be great when they drop an FNAF VR.
AR.
AR, I'm sorry, the augmented reality FNAF game. So it's like Pokemon Go, but it's with animatronics trying to kill you.
Yeah.
And yes, but the problem is that it's only for iPhones. So just we're an Android family, so.
Well, I keep waiting. I'm like, when are they going to do something like that for like Marvel?
You know, I have wondered that. You know, I think that
Disney's got to be working on that. Come on.
know, I guess the idea is that it's like, you know, first off, you know, how are we gonna? And the problem is, like, if you lived in the city, great. But like, if you live where you live, and you turn it on and you just see Spider-Man, where's Spider-Man gonna swing from in your neighborhood? What?
The green cord stuff.
Well, you don't need the green. Oh, you need the green cord. What is that stuff? Shoot.
It's boy
There you go. No problem. Okay, sorry. We have a lot of cords in this house, and I had to do something with the radiator this morning, so it got stuck in the radiator. Anyway.
But yeah, the whole Hulk thing. So is Devil Hulk taking over, or is everyone merging? And it's like, if Hulk can be out in the daytime now, Banner gets killed. When's he resurrecting?
Yeah. Well, you know, or more to the point, if the Hulk gets killed, what happens?
Oh, yeah.
Because that's the thing. So it's like, you know, I'm wondering where they're going with it. We'll see. But like I said, it doesn't have the emotional punch that the earlier books of it did. Because now it does just sort of seem like it's just a superhero book. It's just like, you know, Hulk and the Agents of Smash, but like, you know, darker.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna destroy Roxxon because they're evil. You know.
What do you think? Do you think it's because that's what feels different? Because the tone has changed. I mean, when they started this, it was like more of like a horror book, but now it's like, again, like you said, it's going more towards a superhero.
Yeah, and it's just sort of the idea that, you know, and because you have a cartoonishly evil corporation, it's like, you know, just once I would really like an evil corporation to just be like normal amounts of evil, rather than literally being run by a gigantic minotaur. You know? I really feel that is damaging the property.
That's true.
Take your keys anyway, Kristen. Anyway, yeah, it is what it is. You know.
Should we get the sadness in your life to find a way to Loki?
Dan didn't even tell us. Didn't even warn us.
I just, again, like you were saying, I wonder if he was under orders not to say anything. Because I mean, it was only like that interview was only 2 or 3 weeks ago. You'd think he would know by that point.
And like what was weird about it is that it's obviously the last book, and they knew it was the last book, but they didn't announce it was going to be the last book until after it was published.
Do you think sometimes when they announce early, you know, if they announce it by issue 3 or 4, hey, the series is ending, the people are just like, why? What's the point of picking up issue 5?
Well, I mean, I guess maybe, except that you want to know how
some might end. I think that's what they're afraid of.
Yeah, but that's fine. But normally people know, though.
Yeah,
that's what's weird. It's like I think normally people know that the book is coming to an end. You know, because the writers know. I mean, I'm usually blindsided, but I don't read a lot of the trades. But this time, it really seemed like it wasn't made known.
Again, it's just like, do they want that publicity that like a Loki book didn't do the numbers when they got a Disney Plus series coming?
Well, whether or not it's doing the numbers or not is questionable. But you know,
no, true.
True. Yeah, I mean, it's like, well, and what it is like, yeah, it didn't do the numbers probably. But then again, you know, I don't know if the book being canceled does anything for the Loki series either. Especially since that's going to be a Loki unhinged in time. Yeah. And
well, that's the other thing too. So, like when you have something like the Loki series coming, I just wonder if they're just like, oh yeah, we'll cancel this now, and then when the Loki series hits Disney Plus, we're going to put out a series closer to what the Disney Plus series is.
I mean, that's possible. That's possible.
Which I mean, we've been enjoying Kibblesmith's writing, so the only downside is going to be like it's not going to be Kibblesmith.
Yeah. Well, actually, you never know. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You know?
They try to take fresh new number one.
But we have a and of course we have our young Wolverine joining up with him, and they're banking down some bank robbers.
Yeah, that's the one thing I was disappointed in. We didn't get Wolverine the whole issue, but I wonder if they were changing stuff just because maybe at the last minute they told him, "Oh yeah, this is the last issue."
Yeah, well, and like I said, it might have been something they'd planned for like 2 issues, but then it just got to be 1. I loved seeing Verity Willis back.
Oh yeah,
with her superhero power to know when you're lying, and as she says, as you tell the story, it becomes true. It is very cool, and I really, like I said, I really like how I like how he wraps it up. Which is they're going out into the world, and and as he says, it's done now. It's out there in the world. You can't undo what has been written. So that is cool. And they still have like, hey, send your letters. So if you want Loki back, send some letters. That's how they saved Gwenpool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're gonna do another series of Loki.
Oh,
it's just
yeah. But I liked Loki as a cowboy. This was a fun story. I like him in the period costume with the horns, and I like and also I love him breaking the fourth wall there. Except he's not really, because he actually is talking to Wolverine. But I love how they set that up, and Wolverine saying, "Well, the church going fellow, I'd probably have some guesses about who you were."
But yeah, I wonder too if like maybe Daniel Kibblesmith's time, like the time commitment, because he does have another job, as a writer for Stephen Colbert.
I mean, yeah. I mean, anything's possible. But like I said, I would have thought he might have mentioned it. So,
Again, maybe orders.
Yeah, maybe
He's
orders.
like Wolf says, the mouse. The
mouse has spoken. Oh, and that is all of my books this week. So.
I was going to say, but we did mention Avengers.
Oh, we did. Yes. Yes, Avengers. This is another Avengers BC book where they do another one of these flashbacks. Of course, Tristan's favorite part of that book is that we have a Godzilla. We see that the first Star brand was a Godzilla. So, right on that.
It's a dinosaur.
Yeah, it's a dinosaur that breathes cosmic fire. It's a Godzilla.
But I mean, I know the whole universe has been reordered, Secret Wars and stuff, but I just remember back in the day when the Star brand came from the new universe, but now I guess it's in main Marvel continuity from the beginning, because this was prehistoric times.
Yeah, well, you just need a white event, something that causes massive carnage, and then that releases the white event, and then it's the Star brand is bound to Earth for some reason. Again, I really, the whole it's a cosmic joke. It's the vomit of a celestial. I want to say, you know what? No, it's Gaia, and that I want that to be revealed at the end. It's like, no, you're not a cosmic joke. Yes, things happen, but the truth is that all these things happen because the life essence of the universe is in this planet. That when the celestial came here, it was because Gaia was here.
Well, that's what they should say. They should be like, that's why, life formed on Earth. That's why you have so many superhumans and stuff, because, back in the day, there was like 20 different cosmic forces at work on this planet.
Yeah. Well, and although, again, they go into this idea of, randomness, again, with the new Star brand, that it wasn't supposed to be him. It was supposed to be his friend. I'm getting his friend's name right now. But, just that idea that, which again goes into this idea of, that the powers are randomly distributed, that the powers are not, it's not destiny. And it, kind of even feeds into this idea that, when we get our first heroes, we have the Fantastic Four and then we have the Hulk, the radiation sort of creating the opposite sides of the same coin, that one people were destined and one people should not have gotten the powers, or something along those lines. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that seems to be what we're working towards on that. I enjoyed it. I liked the book overall. I like getting this little backstory with it. Although again, the guy's very sad. His husband died, so that's sad. And his husband was such a nice person. But then not so much.
I mean, it's just weird. I mean, I guess I don't know how caveman culture went, but I was like, was anyone that loving back in that time
Why
period?
not? They're human.
I guess,
they're no different than you or I. People.
I know they just paint the picture of cavemen. It's like they they always club their mate over the head and drag them off. But
that wasn't actually real, Philip. You do know that, right? That's just something that.
I mean, I'm not saying they literally did that, but I'm just saying they always paint the picture
that. It was a cruel and brutal time, but people still found love.
That's true.
And for what it's worth, this is obviously a same-sex couple, so it wasn't just about procreation; it was about spiritual bond. And they also did make the point that they both felt they were different, that they were different than other people in their tribe. That they maybe, and because they clearly had this really well-flowing language, that they could speak with each other in a common parlance, that it could be translated, their thoughts could be translated between each other easily. So, we don't know. Maybe a lot of the other people in this world are, just hitting each other over the head with rocks. But these two were special because these two were drawn to the Star Brand, drawn to the garden.
Yeah.
Again, the suggestion that there should be an essence of Gaia in this story. So there is a guiding hand,
Mm-hmm.
And even if the powers are randomly distributed, they are meant to be distributed to people that will do good.
True.
Yeah. Anyway,
Charlie Esser was right.
My son wants this chair back, so.
Okay.
I'll be done in a minute. Okay, Ben. Okay. So I think that's everything this week, Philip.
Yeah, that's everything I had.
Okay, great then. So where can people find you?
All right. If you want to get a hold of me personally, you can always email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. On Twitter, I am at nightwingpdp. And remember, you can always contact Capes and Lunatics at our email, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. The voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And find all the social media links, basically all of our links at Linktree, linktr.ee/Capes and Lunatics. And again, support, and support all the Southgate Media Group sponsors. Find the link for the Amazon. Puts money in Rob Southgate's pockets. Again, to keep the lights on. Pod Life, the book. Go pick that up in digital or the paperback on Amazon. Again, I'm in there, and there's many mentions of Charlie Esser, not just for me. So, and go check out Hunt a Killer. Like I said, all this will be in the show notes of all our shows. So yeah, check that out.
Okay, and of course, if you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our mothers and our fathers once did, do so at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, @gmail.com. Of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet things sometimes when I feel like it at Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsser. Look for 2 E's in the middle.
For quality.
Bing! Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for connecting with us this week. Do be a pal and super connect with us again next. Good night.
Good night. Did you say Mausers? Did you say mothers or Mausers? Okay. I thought you were doing a play on Maz Manzor.
Tristan always thinks I say it when I say Maz and Paz. He says,
yeah.
No, not Maz.
There's a Maz's fans, the Mausers.
Oh, goodness. That's the outro.
Fans of the Maz Manzor.
And the full stream ahead today. Okay, thank you, Philip.